Now I am configuring. Before installing Windows Server Active Directory, we need to have static IP address and DNS server, DNS static DNS. So I am using class A stat IP addressing version 4. I'm using 20.0.0.2 because 20.0.01 will be our default gateway router address. After setting the IP, static IP time zone is correct, we can install the available updates. If you want to, we can enable the remote desktop. It is very useful. If you enable this connection, allow connection from computer running any version of remote desktop, then they can access this remote server, your server, uh, from outside the domain also. So currently I am using this version. See, remote, what it is there, remote desktop firewall exception will be enabled. You choose to enable remote desktop for all network connection on this computer to enable. And if I disable it, and if we allow this one, allow connection only from the computer running remote desktop with network level authentication more secure, means they are it will allow the remote assistance from the to the user which are in your domain. Particularly we can select the users also to whom we can allow it. Currently I am using this one. We can configure the Windows firewall also before that, but most important two are the most important thing. Like, we need to set the administrator password and static IP address to install the Windows Server. Since we have installed the static IP address, now I am changing the computer name so that we can recognize it. When it will ask to restart the computer, and you have to start the computer before doing anything. Now we are set to install the rules to our server. Now one of the most important rules of the server is Active Directory. Now we are going to install the Active Directory to it. This is a basic settings. See, before it says that before you continue, please verify administrator account has a strong password, has a network settings such as static IP are configured, the latest security updates are installed. See, it is saying we first we are installing Active Directory domain services. If you read it, it will explain the roles and the minimum requirement it of the server, and it is said that we should have the minimum 2 domain controller for a domain for the failure reason. If one domain server fails, another domain server is available to, so that our services will continue. And Active Directory domain service require also a DNS server. If you have an if you install DNS servers with Active Directory domain services, it will be very easy life in the system administration field. Otherwise it will create too much problem. So in I basically prefer we should install in one domain's controller Active Directory domain services and DNS, and in another we can make a server as a file server, another as a DSCP server. We can't give assign too many roles to the server because it has to do a lot of work. If anything fails, it will create havoc. See, now we have installed the Active Directory domain services, Active Directory domain controller. Now we need to run DC promo. We use advanced mode installation to I will show you. We use advanced mode installation when we are setting up RODC, means read only domain controller. Otherwise we don't use this advanced mode installation. So in this it is saying Windows Server 2008 domain have a is the basic compatibility features what we require to set up the domain controller which has Windows Server 2008 R2. Now it will ask us to if there is an existing forest, means existing we want to join this domain controller to an existing domain, or we want to create a new domain. If we are creating a new domain, it will ask for the domain name. Now it will check if the domain name is registered anywhere. If it is registered, then it will create problem. Then it won't create. Since it is not connected to internet, it will accept it. So before using any domain, we have to see if it is fully qualified domain name. Means it is, in simple terms, other persons should not be using that domain. Like if we want to use facebook.com, we can't use it. Now it is asking us what is the forest's functional label, means if any of the domain controller in the domain is using Windows Server 2003, then the functional label should be that, means we have to select the functional label to the lowest domain controller, which has, means if any of the domain controller is using Windows Server 2003, we need to select that. If any domain controller is using Windows 2000, we need to select that. Or if all our server are Windows 2008, we can select that also. Now it is configuring our DNS server. uh, if if you create if you are making the if you are setting up the first domain controller, it will it has to be global catalog server, means in which we can edit it. It cannot be read only domain controller. If you are joining another domain controller to the domain, then we can set it as read only RODC. That's why y- this is dark, we cannot select it. Since we are making this domain controller as a DNS server also, this is an optional service, but if you enable it, it will make your life as a system administrator easy. If you are new to it, please do not change it. Sysvol folder is the folder which help us to replicate the data between different domains controllers. And ADDS folder contains the logs and database folder, where it will save the domain active directory database. Usually we can say active directory domain services as database also, because it used to contain the user account, username, this facility. It's originally a database only. Now it will ask us uh, if something happens, if we want to restore our active directory, then this password is used. So it is one of the compulsory thing we use to set up, and it is one of the most important thing to set it very properly and remember it. If you forget this, then it will create you can if anything happen to the domain controller, we cannot recover it. Now we have successfully set up our active directory domain controller, and which is saying and plus whose domain name is fightclub.com, netvoice is fight club, forest functional label is Windows Server 2000, and domain functional label is 2008. Since now it is running the services, now it is assigning the role to our server. Now it has set the our active directory domain services active directory domain server plus DNS server. Now it will ask us to restart. Public administrator, it is saying that fight club is the domain name and administrator is the username, and it is very useful if you change the administrator username from administrator to anything. Otherwise it will be easy for someone to crack your administrator password, as if you have make the username change from administrator to anything, it will be little tough, as your server will start. It should say as initial configuration task, and it is very useful if you after configuring the basic things disable it, otherwise it is very annoying feature. This is our server manager, where it will give the complete details, our full computer name, domain name, local area network. What is that? These are the roles currently assigned Active Directory and DNS server. If you want to check, it is very useful if you open you can say you can see it is changed, because it is saying that this is our DNS server. Now I will Active Directory, Active Directory users and computer, and this is sites and services. Sites, currently we are using one site, that's why we are, because usually as the company grow, we used to have different sites, like one in Mumbai, one in Chennai, one in New York, one in London. Then we used to configure this sites so that it will be easier to maintain the users and computers. Now this is our domain in this. Now let us make a test user. These are the default security groups, guys. This is the administrator. As I said, it is better to rename it, as I am renaming it. Now our administrator username is changed from administrator to Rahul Sinha. Now I am creating a dummy username. Dummy users. Will create two users. And there are an option, user must change at next login, user cannot change password never expire, account is disabled. If I am making a static password for them, now we need to test in the client side whether their clients are unable to, client computer is able to interact with the server. Now I will show you how to create a Microsoft loopback adapter for VMware works, and it is very useful thing. We need to go to the hardware, add a device, the easiest way is HDWWIZ, means hardware wizard. When you click OK, it will ask welcome to add hardware wizard. Click next, search or install the hardware that I am manually select from the list. As we are selecting a network, adapter. We selected this, retrieving a list of drives. It will take little while. Microsoft direct point to point loopback adapter. To start, click next. Now it is installing the software for Microsoft loopback adapter. Now we will select our VMware to use Microsoft VM to loopback adapter. Since our it is using its auto bridge, it was using, now we will select as Microsoft loopback adapter. It means it will loop back inside this computer only. It won't go outside of this. We clicked OK and we clicked OK. Now we will install the another client computer to our virtual environment. Let me pause. Can you see it? It is not showing any domain name, as it is not joined with any domain. Let us configure it to use our loopback adapter so that it will be a client computer to the Windows server. Any computer to join the domain. Can you see its work group? Its full computer name is test PC, full computer name is test PC, computer description, work group. Now let us configure its IP address. See, as I have assigned the DNS server, it should identify as, it should have computer name is this and this. To rename this, click change domain. Now it will ask for the credentials, as we have changed our welcome to the fightclub.com domain. Click OK. Before restart, save any file and close. Restart now. we can join this client machine. We have successfully joined this client machine to our server. I will show you. It will be showing in our computers. This is our domain server test PC. We have successfully joined our one client machine to our domain server. Let us start and test our one user which we have created, known as test. Then I will show you how we can access our domain controller through the remote service. Are you seeing? It's saying test.pc test. We can switch over user, use it, Fight Club, administrator, or better to use our client. No, if we use, let's use test our one user which we have created. Yeah, it's working. Next time we will log in with the administrative credential and then password is incorrect. It should be test1, the username. We made a blunder. Can you see it is preparing your saying preparing your desktop? It means that this is the first time test one is login in this computer. We have successfully logged in. See, we are connected to our domain fightclub.com, but there is no internet access. We have to provide the internet connection. That will be explained later on. Now let us create a remote desktop connection. It is asking a computer name. We can find a computer using his IP address or his IP address or computer name. Let's use computer name. Our computer name was I forgot my computer name. Let us see. Click on server manager. We will come to know it is HC server 1. Full computer name scserver1.fightclub.com. scserver1.fightclub.com. Username administrator. We can change the size of the display, local resources, how much it will use, printer, clipboard, program start. As the program start, if any file we want to start or any folder we can start. These are the smooth desktop. What connection we are using, connect from anywhere, configure setting to connect through remote desktop gateway when I am working. Standard, we don't use it. We can save this connection. See, we can change desktop. Yes. Let's see. So connect. Now it will ask the password. Now this is one way of creating remote connection. Access remote connection, accessing remotely domain controller. I will show you another access. This this method is used only if the computers are in the domain. Otherwise, this Windows feature we can't use it. We have to use any other third-party software or other softwares to use it. Can you see it? This window is open. Let us open this one, switch it on and see it is locked. One good thing of this is that when any remote connection happen within the domain, it will lock this one. If I logged in here, it will disconnect there. See, I'm logging in my domain controller. Can you see it? I am in Windows Server. Let me pin it. We need to change our username, because we have changed our username from administrator to Raul Sinha. Now we are logging it. User is open. Now let's change. Your desktop has session another user connected to remote controller, so it can't be happen. It is locked. It's over. Now let me show you how we can access through outside the domain through internet. One of the software I will use is known as amphiadmin. Let me shut down this computer, this domain controller. Now I am adding a new network card to our domain controller. Can you see there is only one? Add one more network card. Which will be using our internet connection. Clicked OK. can you see we are connected to fightclub.com and it have internet access to it. Let us open Google and we are happily able to connect to www.google.com. Let us open that page. Domain controller. One thing about the Windows servers, they do not restart. We have to give anything the reason why we are restarting the Windows servers. Our server window should come up. Now it is saying DNS server is not running. There is an error now. DNS is running. Let us open Internet Explorer. Our Internet Explorer has opened. Now I am using I will be using one software known as Amphiadmin for remote connection outside the domain. We will be using internet to connect to this remote. Let us add the google.com to our server so that it won't ask again. Yes. This is the IP, your ID. If we want to connect, we need to enter this and click connect. I will show you the how it is coming. Now this is my home Windows 7 operating system in which I am running VMware. Now I will download amphiadmin in this again and I will show you. Since I have installed Norton, it used to block. Now I have to disable the Norton services. At least because Norton consider it as malicious. Now I have to again type search and type amphiadmin and run the software. What is going on? It is already downloaded. It is saying, but where it is? Here it is. See, I used sometime before to connect to my home. That's why it is showing. Now I will enter this IP address 42145. Operator is connecting to your PC. Cancel. Reject. 42. Cancel. 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 Close this connection. 42. 42. 149. 149. 12829. If you click connect, waiting for authorization from the remote PC. Now here is the click accept. Now it is connected. I will show you how. This is our Windows Server 2008. Let us make it small. This is our amphiadmin server. Can you see it? Now let me open the server windows. Can you see it? I am accessing through remotes. Fight Club, users. Even I can create a new user in this. New user. Let us name it as test 2 and username will be test 2. Create next. Again let us remove this password because as we are in virtual mode it is not required. The password do not match. Let us click OK. Again type it. we successfully created new user. Let us run our DNS server. We can create it, create refresh, it will refresh itself. Refresh, check rules. It is saying there was 4 error because we were about to set up the things. We can read these things. Now it is showing currently a status, it is running. I can show you. Let us try to connect another our another client machine and check it our DNS server is running or not. If it is not running, then our user won't be able to connect to it, though it will be able to log in, but we can't see in the settings that it is connected to our domain. As we will try to log in with the new username, the new user which we have created, test2, in our remote session. In this, let me minimize the amphi-admin features. Let us switch user, go to test2, press enter. We have successfully, let us check. Let us see. Our network adapter is saying, can you say it is not able to connect to internet, but it is connected to our domain services. So we have successfully resolved all the things. In this complete video, I have shown I have shown you how to install the Windows Server 2008, how to uh, how to install Active Directory domain services and DNS server, and make the server DNS server and Active Directory server, and then how to access remotely by two ways, one within the domain and another with the outside the domain using amphi-admin software. There are many softwares like LogMeIn, Rescue software also. It is widely used, but it, it and amphi-admin. I like this software because it is free for home user only, and it comes with the versions also. We can purchase it also if we require it. Thank you.